Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hindustan Times Environment Conclave, where we have thought leaders from all over the industry speaking about creating a sustainable future. Climate crisis, climate change, these are words that we often hear a lot, but they are real burning issues that, unless solved, will lead to some serious consequences. In this scenario, corporate organizations also need to really take a step forward and make sure that their actions or their initiatives aren't compromising the safety of the planet. One inspiring example is Vedanta, that has always made sure that they make sustainability lie at the core of all their objectives. To understand Vedanta's journey better, today we have with us Mr. Sunil Duggal, Group CEO and Chief Safety Officer at Vedanta. Hello, Mr. Duggal. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
So I have a lot of questions for you. So I would like to start right away with the first question, which is Vedanta is a company that has always been very focused on its ESG practices. So can you tell us more about the significance of zero harm, zero waste, zero discharge, which is one of the guiding principles of the company?
No, I think zero harm, zero waste, zero discharge is the fundamental on which we work. And you also know that the mining and natural resource industry also carries some stigma.
Right.
And we being the major global players of the natural resources, so it is our one of the prime responsibility to ensure that this sector gets a right mileage and our focus on ESG is highest. So with this fundamental, we feel that this is our prime responsibility to ensure that people who come into our operations, they go back home safe, and we do not discharge anything to the ground, to the environment. We also ensure that we do not generate any waste. Of course, the mining and the natural resource industry generates a lots of waste, like fly ash, other slags in the steel industry, and from our smelters. But over the time, with a lot of research which we have done and partnered with the R&D, we have found that there could be a lot of gainful usage which could be done by cement industry or the other industry or the construction industry in a manner that we truly prove that we are a zero waste industry also. So these are our fundamentals on which we work.
Right. Right, makes sense. So, I think it's equally important for an organization to take care of the environment as well as its own people. So, if you can tell us how Vedanta prioritizes both of these.
No, I think, as I said, that the major priority is on all the three fields.
Yeah.
And on the complete value chain, there is a huge opportunity which we see on the table. Let us suppose it starts from within, and where we ensure that each person who comes to our operation goes back home safe. And you also know that generally people do not prefer to send their wards into the mining industry because it is generally thought that this is a hazardous industry and there are a lot of risks involved. But over the time, when we work under the ground in underground mines, we have adopted a lot of technology in which we ensure that all the risks are mitigated, and we have a continual improvement culture. But over the years, we have adopted a lot of technology in which the ground conditions, the geotech conditions are robust, and we also introduce some autonomous operated machine where we do not expose people to the front. But at the same time, when we go underground, we rupture some water bodies, and when we rupture the water bodies, we ensure that we use this water. But at the same time, we remain as the zero discharge, and we use almost the 100% of the recycled water, and whatever the makeup water is required, we use. So basically, the zero discharge. But at the same time, we have done some innovative projects like in Hindustan Zinc. We partnered with the Udaipur city, and 80% of the sewage we use from the Udaipur city. which we treat and carry it over the pipelines, even up to a distance of 100 kilometers. So with all these methods, we have come to a 2.8 times water positive company, Hindustan Zinc. But in all our operations like Kane, where the saline water underground is there, so we take that water, use this water, and charge this water back into the ground. But along with that, I mean, like I said, that we start using the wastewater, we liberate the fresh water for the community, because the water is a very, very scarce resource. So on all fronts, be it water, be it biodiversity, be it zero harm, on the complete value chain, wherever we can add value in the different forms, uh, maybe renewable energy, biodiversity, as I said, but on all the fronts, including the energy conservation measures, the reducing the carbon footprint, so all measures on the complete value chain, we work and keep improving continuously so that our footprint gets reduced over the time.
Right, right. So I think you mentioned the carbon footprint. So Vedanta has been a signatory to the carbon neutrality pledge. So can you help us understand more about the steps that Vedanta is taking, other than what you've already mentioned, in order to minimize carbon footprint? If there's anything else that you would like to add.
Yeah, over the last few years, I think we have done a lot of work. With the base of 2012, and we had a commitment that by 2020 we will reduce the carbon footprint by say around 14-15%, and we have actually reduced the 13 point something odd percentage of carbon footprint. Uh, there's a lot of work in this direction which has been done, but we have also planned that what we will do in the years ahead. So we have we have made the declaration that what we want to do by 2020, what we want to do by 2030, and what we want to do by 2050. So that declaration we have done. But if we look at what we have done in the last few years, we have the wind farms in Hindustan Zinc of 275 megawatt. We have put up a solar plant of 50 megawatt there. But on a complete value chain, again, we look at energy conservation measures. We try to reduce the carbon intensity. Like recently, we have rebladed some of the turbines where the reduction in the heat rate has come down by 15%. So that means with the same energy, we have started generating 15% extra power. So this helps us to reduce the carbon footprint, as well as we do the complete steam audit of our operation. We find out the opportunity of doing the energy conservation project. As we are also talking, everybody in the world is talking that India wants to be a gas economy, and you know that in Kane we generate gas. We are commissioning the project as we are speaking, and we are going to double the gas capacity. And you may be aware that the carbon generation compared to the black fuel with oil is 30%. So it helps us to reduce the carbon footprint. So we have been able to connect a lot of our operation with the gas pipeline, where earlier we were using the liquid or the black fuels. We have started replacing these fuels with the gas, and at the same time we are finding out the opportunity if we can make our boiler the multi-fired boiler, in which the carbon intensity can go down by usage of the gas. So there is a whole lot of planning which goes on, how we have to reduce our carbon footprint. So in that direction, we are quite excited, and we are quite committed that going forward, we want to be ahead in this journey.
Sure, Sure. And I think, I mean, given all the measures you have mentioned, I think it's not surprising that, Vedanta ranks amongst the most sustainable companies globally, according to the Dow Jones Sustainability Ranking. And this is obviously a huge recognition, and very few organizations probably have this on their plate right now. So, what do you think kind of sets Vedanta apart from the rest?
So actually, if you see our ranking over the last few years, so ranking has uh, improved by leaps and bounds.
Hmm.
Uh, the ranking which was 21 in 2019, in 20, we are ranked 12 globally, metal and mining sector. But Hindustan Zinc, we are very proud to tell that in Asia Pacific region we are number one, and even Vedanta is number one in Asia Pacific region. In environment category, Hindustan Zinc is rated second globally, and I think 3 years back it was ranked number one. So there is a huge effort which has been recognized by Dow Jones and all the global stakeholders who have ranked us not only in Dow Jones Sustainability Index, but some of the other rating agencies have also spoken very high of us and recognized our effort where our ranking has gone up, and they have rewarded and awarded as at many platforms.
Okay. Yeah. I think of out of all the initiatives that you've mentioned that have been taken at Vedanta, I think one of the very crucial ones is also the waste to wealth initiative, because if our companies are working towards reducing waste volume, I think that can have a huge significance on the environment. So if you can tell us about this initiative a bit more.
I think there is a huge focus on zero waste, and we genuinely believe that we can do it over the years. I would like to give you a few examples. Of course, fly ash, gainful utilization, even in the areas where there is a fly ash surplus areas in Orissa and Chhattisgarh, where our usage of the fly ash is almost going to be 100% now going forward. But in other businesses like Red Mud Pond, where we have been able to partner with the cement industry. They have been able to substitute their requirement of the flux which they use by using the red mud as a substitute of bauxite. But apart from that, there are the copper slag and the zinc smelter slag, uh, where we have partnered with the NHAI and other research industry, where we have been able to prove that if we build a road patch with this, uh, where the subsurface is constructed with this, there is no leaching. And now, going forward, the CPCB MOEF has given it a license and declared that this waste can be used in place of the top soil earth, which is a very rare resource, and they have issued the standard for that. And as we speak, there are a lot of widening of the road which have been done where such waste have been used in big numbers, big tonnages. But the research is still on. Like I said, that one of the waste we generate from our zinc smelter, which is xerosite, it is being used as a replacement of gypsum, and BIS has also issued a standard for that. So on the complete value chain, we have mapped all our waste, and we are progressing very nicely. Where the regulatory standards have been prepared, the BIS have also issued the standards, and other research institutes have certified that by usage of these wastes, there is no leaching on the ground which can happen because we have done the fixing. But we are also partnering with the industry where they have been started lifting the waste from us, and they have started replacing this with the some of the mineral they were procuring to produce their items.
That, I think that's great. That's a wonderful, wonderful initiative. So, I am also aware that Vedanta has been working consistently towards energy and water conservation along with biodiversity management. So, very strong focus on that. if you can tell us a bit more about your vision regarding these sectors for the future.
I think one of the vision is that we should remove the stigma from the mind of the people that the mining industry is also a modern industry where the technology is used, and they genuinely believe and prove that we can be zero harm, zero waste, and the zero discharge sector. So I, being the chairman of CIA, and have also been the president of FIMI, where we have discussed that what are the top players. I mean, along with us, there are some other players who have come to partner with us at a CIA forum where we have voluntarily said that we want to adopt the ICMM guidelines and standards, where we want to audit ourselves and declare that these are the gaps compared to the ICMM standards, and how we are progressing. And we file the report to the media and the other stakeholders and say that these are the gaps, these are our actions, this is how we want to progress, and this is how we are closing the gaps, and submit the progress every year, so that the complete ecosystem start having the confidence on the sector, and the sector, the some of the roadblocks this sector uh, fields, and the government and the other stakeholders, they will get enabled to issue the reforms and bring the reforms, so that this sector is liberated. And you know the importance of this sector, that the 60% of the hard-earned money of this nation goes into the import of the natural resources of the country.
Right, right. I think some great insights coming from you today, sir. But something that we are yet to touch upon, though, in this discussion is about Vedanta empowering communities. I think if you can tell us a bit more about that, that would be very helpful.
I think social license for mining and natural resource industry is very, very important. Natural resources are where natural resources are. We do not have the options like a surface plant, or where the steel industry, or where the car industry or the auto industry can have the options to set up the plant on the choices they have. We have to mine, and we have to produce the minerals from where the minerals are, and these minerals are typically located in the backward zones by tribal areas, and people need the help of our industry to uplift their standard. So one is that when we go to such areas to produce the mineral, there is a huge opportunity for us to partner with the community to improve their livelihood, to partner with them to improve their skill, and in the overall improvement of their standard of living, improve the infrastructure. So we work on all these areas, and government has also come up with a lot of reforms. You may also be aware that a few years back, the government come out with the district mineral fund, in which the contribution by the mining industry as a percentage of royalty could be used for the development of such areas. So the standard has gone up, but we in Vedanta, we feel that the communities are the essential parts of our family, and we have to live and co-live, and we take all those measures which are important to uplift the standards of the community we live with. We are more like an extended family.
That's so wonderful to hear. So that's great. Thank you so much for joining us today. That was my last question for you. Really happy that you could take out some time for us. This brings us to the end of our discussion. I would also like to thank Vedanta for partnering with us for this session. This is us signing off. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, and thanks for inviting me.